What's the deal, my people? You know it is the Don Tony Teflon, Phil the Issues guy. This is the Usual Suspects podcast, and we are talking Dexter, that's the Resurrection, episode 3. And I'm joined by the one and only Phil the Issues guy. What's going on, Phil?
Not much. Good to be here. Good. I am the voice of Phil. No, it's good to be here. It's good to talk about this episode. Probably one of my favorite Dexter episodes I've seen in a long time, and I can't wait to talk about it. Good episode.
Yeah, I think that, we're actually, it feels like Dexter, right? And as long as they can keep that going on, I think they should have a good run here. You know what I mean? The other shows, especially with New Blood, it just got away from what made Dexter good. And I think that finally they have figured out the secret sauce of what people want and everything else. And I think that's why it's going all right.
Yeah, and I think this episode mitigated a little bit of my problem in the first two episodes, where in this episode, they're just playing Harrison for the dumbass that he is, like no longer trying to pretend that Harrison is smart or anything. He's just like conveniently lucky. He's not careful like Dexter. He's not like his dad. He's like Fredo Corleone. He's just
is he Fredo? We're gonna go that route.
I don't know. He's definitely not Michael. He's definitely not fucking Michael. Maybe he's Sonny. Maybe more Sonny. He's somewhere between Sonny and Fredo. Freaking Harrison, like, come on, like he's dead to rights. I also thought this episode, to your point, felt like Dexter because at times it felt very comical when she put on and I know in your video, which is awesome, great breakdown. And if you haven't watched that, make sure you watch Tony's breakdown of this episode. But when she put on the music, she just, it got kind of comical there for a second. Yeah. And yes, John Haymaker, he's very AJ Soprano.
Yes, I will give AJ Soprano. I'll give him that he's definitely an AJ Soprano type. Let's say what up to some of the people who are here rocking with us tonight, and let's just say hi to these people. We got Chelsea is in the building, rocking with us right now. We have the one, the only classic EverQuest is in the building. John Haymaker is up in here. Smash Adams is in the piece. Top Tier CJ is in here. Sarah Sharp is in this place right here. And RC is in the building rocking with us. We'll give out more shout outs a little bit later and everything else. So I want to thank everyone for rocking with us. And we'll be here. We'll try to do every Sunday night because I know that it doesn't air for everybody, right? So we want to make sure everyone has a chance to watch the episode before we come out here and talk about the episode and everything. What up to Jill NYC? We definitely give a shout out to Jill.
We'll try Sundays, possibly Saturdays, depending on the week, but we'll be possibly Mondays, depending on the week, but somewhere in those 3 days.
Yeah, Sarah Sharp says, I think that Rapunzel will be the first one to go. I think it's going to be the tattoo collector because we see the clip in the video. If you watch my video, you see the clip from the trailer breakdown of upcoming episodes that he does have him yoked up. So we know he's going to get him. So it's quite possible maybe he could not be the first one. We know he's definitely going to get that guy. He's definitely going to be out of here.
Which one's the tattoo collector? Which actor?
That is the tattoo collector is the Dewey Hauser.
Okay, yeah, he's definitely not going to long for this world. I agree because he's too comical. He needs to go first.
Yeah, he's out of here. He's definitely getting out of here without a shadow of a doubt. Make sure y'all hit that thumbs up for your boys. Number one place for the fans by the fans is right here for Dexter Resurrection, and we will be having some other people joining us and possibly some of the actors from the show.
Ooh.
We have reached out to them and everything. So we are hearing, actually we have talked to a couple and we are just seeing if we can get this thing, the date right and everything else. So we'll definitely have those on here to rock with us and everything else and all that good stuff. All right, Phil.
I feel like it's a Kenny situation with Harrison. I've talked too much shit. Like I can't be on if you get Harrison. Like I can't do it. That's heavy like you with Kenny. Like if we ever get Kenny from you have to skip that one. That's just
I won't do the Kenny from.
I'm kidding.
I'll get out if you do that. Like that. All right. Well, what was your rating for this episode?
Compared to the other three, I thought this was a solid 9 kind of episode. I thought this episode was really good. I mean, Harrison is obviously my little snuff in my uppagus in this show, and he's not my favorite character. But I even think him in this episode was used well because it showed off his mistakes. Someone said it in the live chat. Who was it? RC. Harrison is not a good serial killer, and he's not. And I think they showed that well on this particular episode. So I would give this episode in between an 8.5 and a 9. It was really good. The only reason I'm not giving it higher is because I feel like it could get better, and I am a little bit. I'm in your camp of this was yada yada yada. Let's get to the Suicide Squad stuff. But I'm applauding the show, as you said in your video, for actually doing this all and not quoting Tony here, not dragging this out all season. And I think that was an excellent thing. And I have to give this show credit. And that's why I like this episode so much, because they could have dragged this stupid thing with following this killer. They could have ended the episode on a cliffhanger with the guy seeming like he got him. But I think all in all, between an 8.5 and a 9.
Yeah, I'll go 8 with it. Again, I'm giving an 8 just because we have a lot more to go. I'm not going to give it a 10. I don't think it's a 10, but I don't want to go higher than that right now. I would really go 7.5, but I'll roll it out to 8 because we got so much to go. And again, this is just the appetizer to the main course, right? We're trying to get to the serial killer Suicide Squad, and we will get that in episode 4 when that starts. So we'll have that, and it'll be a good start, I think. Then start picking up, and then we can get to the nuts and bolts.
Yeah, then the season starts for real. But tonight was good because we got to see Dexter do Dexter for the first time in a long time. I feel like we didn't really get to see him do this too much in New Blood. It was like actually getting back to Dexter being Dexter.
Yeah, 100%. He definitely got right back into it, and even when we start the episode off and everything else, and we see how it's going, we'll deal with the Dexter portion of the stuff right now. Him dealing with Precious, right? First, he has to deal with Precious and him not being a good Uber driver.
4.2 rating. He didn't have any water. He didn't have anything. Poor fucking Dexter. He doesn't realize he needs all that stuff. And this Blessing guy, he's such an awesome dude for him. He's got everything for him. He's gonna hook him up.
Yeah, Blessings definitely got him and stuff like that, But I think it's an overall theme is just is teaching Dexter that he needs to be prepared, and he hasn't been prepared for anything like that, right? And Blessings getting him to be prepared. So it may seem like he's doing it for the Uber stuff, but it's really for the serial killing. He was not prepared, and it made sure that he was prepared and everything. And he says to anticipate what they're going to do, what they're going to want before they have it, and that's what Dexter has to do in order to catch this serial.
Honestly, that's like probably the purpose of Blessing and his whole family, and even the acupuncture that happens later. It's almost getting Dexter back in serial killer shape. Like that, like without even realizing it, they're sort of nursing the series. They're getting him back. He's in training. He had the ACL pull. He's gonna get back in the game. And they're kind of working him through that, and it's interesting. But by the end of this episode, just to go to what I was saying earlier, he feels like Dexter again. Like he feels like he has his game back on. Excuse me.
Yeah, because listen, he sees him outside trying to keep the rats out using the metal strip out there. And he takes some of that metal strip and he uses that to protect his neck when he puts the turtleneck on, so he doesn't get strangled and get his head chopped.
Wu-Tang Clan's coming at you. Protect your neck. Sorry, I had
from that whole thing. So it sets him up, and it sets him up there. And he tracks the guy down because then, and I think that in the end, this might be one of the downfalls for Dexter because Blessing's wife is like, I got all your information for $75. You know what I mean? Just like that. And then he uses that same information. So if that information is there and tactful enough for anyone to give it $75 on him, what's going to stop people to finding out everything everything about the dude and everything else? I think it's going to not end well for him because of situations, little things like that the average person can do. Because in the end, we see that he is going in there masquerading as somebody else, and that's where we're going to go to with him in Red. How long before Uma Thurman realizes that he's really not Red?
I mean, you bring up a good point, because I was just about to say, who does he really need to worry about? He needs to worry about all these serial killers who's faking his identity. No one is really, other than, what's his name in the show? I keep wanting to call him Morales because of Oz.
Now you make me forget his name. Jesus, you said that and you made me forget the guy's name and everything else. I'm gonna draw a blank, and that's terrible because I say his name all the time.
You say it all the time. I keep calling him Morales because of Oz.
Yeah, you threw it off and everything.
I'm fucking you up. I have it written down here somewhere, so I'll get to it in a second.
I don't know why all of a sudden I'm drawing a blank on this guy's name, and then like Angel, Batista.
So my fear with Batista, and we'll get into him more a little bit later, is he's the only one giving sort of an external threat to Dexter other than the serial killer Suicide Squad, trademark Teflon TV. And it's, I said this last time I was on with you, and I'll say it again. I just don't want them to play him as a joke. Like, is he just going to be serial killer fodder? Like, is you mentioned it in your video, is he dead man walking right now? And any external threat for Dexter being tied back into being his actual serial killer self is going to disappears with him. He's the only person that even has suspicion at this point, so does he survive this season, Tony, or is he the one that finally brings Dexter down?
It's hard to there's two ways to look at it. In the end, I think that if Dexter does get brought down, it's got to be someone from Miami. It makes it more poetic for it to be that. He started in Miami and everything else, and someone from Miami. Now, they brought back Masuka. They brought back Quinn, which was great to see Masuka and Quinn.
It was kind of fun, yeah.
And so, but it would have to be, I would think maybe a combination of those three. So say this guy gets the lead, Batista gets the lead on him, but the blood evidence is done by Masuka. Batista dies, and then Quinn comes and bags him up and gets the capture from him because of it and stuff. I could see it going down like that, but I do believe that the people from Miami have to be directly involved in him going down, or it just wouldn't be satisfying, I think, to a lot of the fans and to the storyline that it's set off.
Yeah, I'm just fearing that they're gonna, pardon the expression, do Batista dirty this season, and he's gonna be an afterthought joke of a character.
There's people up here disagreeing. Quinn will never go after Dexter. Listen, if you feel a certain way, you have the ability to call up. We're gonna use Phil's phone line number. All right, and you have the ability to call up, and we'll have Phil put it in chat for you. And you can call up, and we'd love to hear from you. And you can tell us why you think that Quinn would never go after Dexter and everything else. I think Quinn would go after Dexter, and and then we got to put the
I'm fixing it
in there. And yeah, give us a call. Let us know why you think it would be different and everything else. But yeah, how was it in the end when you finally see him? Like, I didn't expect them to be in this episode, especially Masuka. You know what I mean? How was it that did it feel to see those people in?
It felt really cool, especially with Original Sin and dating back. Like, I think because of the success of that, it's all connected in sort of this. I'm not a big fan of forced shared universe stuff, but I think they've done it really well with the Dexter thing, and with bringing everything together and keeping everything as part of one entity. So I think it was really kind of fun seeing them pop back up. And I thought that was done well. I wonder if it was just a cameo and we'll see them more later. To your point, I think if anyone brings them down from Miami, it's got to be Batista, right?
You would think so. Yeah, that's the obvious one. So do they do the obvious thing with that and just make Batista be the one to do it? And that would be my problem with it. That's too obvious for Batista to do. Right, it would be too obvious and stuff. And I would think.
User says Dexter's going to kill all three of them.
Yeah, no, not at all. He's not going to do that. I believe if it's going to be any of them, it'll be Quinn and Masuka. Masuka more because he was more close with Masuka. Masuka is the one he worked with every day and everything else. That was his dude. That's who he chilled with. Some type of blood evidence from Masuka will get him in the end. When it's all said and done, Masuka will figure something out. And I think that'll be, but I think in the end, it will be Quinn to put the cuffs on him and stuff and all that and take him back. And again, I hear what you're saying, Alex. You know the phone number. We would love to hear from you and make your case. Please do. Please give us a call.
Do you think that's the ultimate end of the final Dexter shot? Isn't him dying, is him actually going to jail and paying for his sins?
That's the only thing they haven't tried yet, right?
Yeah, it's true.
They've killed him. It didn't work. They've had him go off into the water. It didn't work. So, you're European, so you can't call in. All right, I understand. So
if you do want to record a voice message and send an email, I can send you an email to send if you want to. But here you go.
Yeah, so if you want to do that, Alex, we got you up. You could send an email, record a voice message, and we'll play it.
If you want, you don't have to, but if you want to,
feel obligated to do it. But for the European people and stuff, we want to try to make it so that you can also be a part and we can hear your voice and everything.
We do have an option, so you can record a voice memo.
We got you. You know what I mean? We got you. We'll take care of you and everything else. Yeah, I just think that they tried to kill him off. They tried to do that, so I think the only thing left for them to do is put him in jail. Again, it's the same thing, and the reason why I knew that when Better Call Saul that he was going to go to jail, and the thing when I made that theory video up and people laughed at me and everything else, and I said he's going to go to jail because no one went to jail from Breaking Bad. Someone has to go to jail for this stuff. Like, everyone's gotten off a different way, but no one went to jail for it, so they had to have somebody go to jail for it. So why not have the lawyer go to jail for it in the end? And that's the reason why I knew he was going to go to jail.
So now that we're talking about all of this, we're getting into this. We're talking about the intensity of it all. I feel like we could talk all night about Dexter, about his storyline, and about wanting to get him to the serial killer Suicide Squad. Mm-hmm. At what point does Harrison become interesting? Or at what point are we just like, kill this kid off or put him in jail? Like, to me, like, how does he... This is my question to you, Tony. Because right now, my only issue with the show, this is my only issue with it. It feels like they wanted to do a Harrison spinoff because they pulled people for it. And they wanted to, so that didn't work. Not enough people wanted it, but they had already written part of it. So then they decided people wanted Dexter back. They brought him back. They're writing something really cool with this Dexter back stuff, but they're attaching it to what they had left of the Harrison series and trying to do that. Like, how does Harrison tie into the Dexter storyline and make it good?
I think that the only way it makes it good is if Harrison does something to get Dexter out of the trouble. It has to switch like that. He
saves Dexter somehow.
He has to save Dexter somehow. He has to be able to be the one who actually saves his father from this situation. Because right now, all we see is Dexter looking after Harrison, checking up on Harrison.
And the two stories don't seem connected at all in any way, shape, or form, to the point of Dexter joining the serial killer Suicide Squad and dealing with all of that.
I believe there's a connection.
Oh, with the detective that seems serial killery.
Yeah, I think that detective. And I'll make a video about this and I'll put it out, but because y'all are here, I'll give you the preview. I think that detective is probably going to be related to that Gemini killer when it's all said and done. And I have some proof from what they've said in it, but I think that it's good possibility that the detective is related to that serial killer Gemini. And that's how it's going to go down. And that's going to be the connection to the whole thing over there.
Fair enough. I'm just curious how he ties back into the main storyline, and at what point we do see Dexter and Harrison reconnecting.
I think next episode we see Batista meet up with him. I think Batista will spill the beans on him and everything else.
Right, that Dexter's still alive.
And then that's it. Someone said, new voicemail. Hey, I tried to call in, but I didn't get through. My first thing is I made a... This is all right. So whoever just called in from 361, you got to call in the other number, not the one that's up on the screen that I'm putting on there. I'll put that number up again in the chat. We'll put it in there. That's the number for call in. But yeah, call in and we'll take your call and everything else. All right. If you can, 1 second. Hold it down for a second.
No worries. So Dexter might kill Harrison. I want Dexter to kill Harrison, John Haymaker. Unfortunately, that's the thing I want more than anything. And I think I might be in the minority here that I want Harrison gone. I find nothing compelling about his storyline other than seeing Dexter take revenge on him and be like, there can be only one, and destroying him. But with Harry in his head, I don't think that's possible. I think Harry is gonna get Dexter killed again.
Yeah, and I think that the whole Harry situation is that Harry is now more of a yes man for him. It's like he's not taking advice from Harry. Like Harry's saying whatever he wants Harry to say at this particular time, instead of giving him advice, keeping him safe. I think that Dexter believes he's the master now, and Harry.
I'm kind of missing Christian Slater too, Tony. I can't say.
I like Slater. I think he played a great job.
No, I'm kidding, but he does do a good job as a young Harry.
Yeah, he didn't do a bad job.
Do you guys think that they might bring Hannah back and she faked her death? I don't think so.
I don't know. It depends how many seasons it goes. So it won't be this season. It depends. Like you could always bring back the nostalgia characters, as the season go on, just to help them out, just to help the story along. So it's possible they could do something like that, but not for this season.
Okay, Tony. This is I won't even say head canon. It's my dream canon that one of the serial killers targets Harrison. Like the one that you think's connected to, whatever. She ends up killing Harrison for some reason, and that pisses Dexter off, and that's Harrison's use. Let's kill Harrison.
I don't think they're gonna kill Harrison. I mean, that would be something I don't see coming. So if they did it, it would be fine. But I don't think they're gonna kill Harrison.
It would be emotional. People would care. It would be crying. It would be wonderful.
Yeah, let's kill him. It would be rough. I think when it comes down to this, the serial killer Suicide Squad, I think it's more Dexter's love interest is going to be in there for the season. There's none of them that we've seen so far that we've heard from what they do that has an affinity of killing like males. Most of them kill females, except for the chick he's going to be dating. You know what I mean? So I don't really see it going down with him and everything.
That is accurate. I am just hating, not realizing facts. I can't. And I'll be fair that I did not hate Harrison in this episode. I thought he was used really well, and I thought this episode orchestrated him well by showing how inept he is.
Are people saying Dexter has the love interest actress from Breaking Bad? No, it's going to be the love.
Interest. Jessica Jones, Jane.
Yeah, it's Jessica Jones. Yeah, whoever played Jessica Jones, Kristen. That's his love.
Kristen Ritter.
If you look at my videos, she had an interview, and in her interview, she said that she goes on a bowling date with Dexter.
Ooh.
So, but she's not knowing it's Dexter. She said that she doesn't know that he's the Bay Harbor Butcher or that he's Dexter. So she's going on a bowling date with Red, thinking that it's Dexter. And that's what it is and everything else. So it won't be everything. What up to Miss Duncan the Tall? Chilling with us right now. And what up, Dark Passengers and everything else and all that good stuff. We are all the Dark Passengers in here and everything else. But yeah, so that's her thing. And I think that they could have a good thing because since her name is like Lady Vengeance, and they've never ever said anything, like they've given specific details about everybody else and how they kill, but they did not release anything about her specifically. So I think that she, is most likely ex-boyfriends, but they did show a toolkit and it looked like torture devices. So, it's probably like ex-boyfriends or guys who do wrong by women. And she's the vengeance for that. And I think that might line up with Dexter's code in the end, and because he wants to kill bad people anyway, that may be the way that it goes. And that's what they may bond over at the end. But in the beginning, she's just bonding with Red, the guy who cuts people's heads off. Yeah. So, or it could be a thing that she figures out that she wants to take him out for some type of vengeance or something like that.
It's going to be interesting. And to your point, once we get into that, that's really that's when the season starts. But just to get to the Harris, I thought he was used well. I thought it was interesting that the detective sort of got him, you said this in your video, had him dead to rights, and he did think on his feet quick. He has his, I'm not gonna say girl. You called him his girlfriend, but she has one. Yeah, she has one. That you're being generous to him calling it his girlfriend, wannabe girlfriend. sort of believe in all of his stuff, and he definitely thought on his feet quick. And they seem to believe it, or eat what they were shoveling there. They even if they suspect him, they don't really have a lot of hard evidence.
Yeah, there's no evidence. She's figured out the exact crime, why it's happened, how it happened, exactly what he did with the body. She has it all down. She knows exactly what it is, but there's no evidence pointing to him for doing it. So in the end, that's why she was trying to get him to confess to it. And that's why she was trying to play good card. Like, listen, we know you were defending yourself. You were a hero. You just help us out with this and we'll get you manslaughter. You don't have to worry about it, yada, yada, and all that. Because she knows she's got him, but she doesn't have the evidence to convict him. And I don't know how she's going to get the evidence to convict him without eyewitness to the whole thing, and it didn't seem like there is an eyewitness for him in that, unless someone seen him tossing those exact bags with those exact knots in it, which they didn't. They have no evidence that's ever going to be able to get him with it and everything else. I think that's what she's going to hold. That's what's going to mess her up in the end.
The only thing that he needs to work on is his poker face. Like, he couldn't look more guilty when they were basically just spelling out how he did everything. He's like, you can just see the look on his face. Like you don't have to be a detective to see the guilt on that kid's face.
Everybody knows rule number 1 is shut the fuck up, right? Just shut the fuck up, bro. Don't you know everything he answered when he did answer, he didn't have to answer. I'm not answering nothing. I don't care if you suspect me or not. I got shit to say to you. Period. Unless you're arresting me. And then I wanted my lawyer. And then I still have nothing to say to you. But he just keeps trying to just talk his way out of stuff. And it worked this time. It worked. Because when she questioned the girlfriend, she knew that the girlfriend was not whatever girlfriend. You know who I'm talking about.
Yep.
She knew that she was telling the truth. Like initially, as soon as she heard it, she knew it was truthful. And then she just turned around and walked away. Yeah. Because she knew that is happening. That she is giving room for him to stay there, but that still does not mean he did not commit the crime. It just means that he was in the building, and that's why she didn't see him on any of the cameras.
Exactly. Sometimes it's better lucky than good, and he was definitely lucky in this episode, and he didn't fuck it up. Like he had his sort of alibi to a certain extent set in. Someone said in the live chat that he runs by Dexter's code. Do you think he follows Dexter's code, or do you think he has his own code, or do you think he's out of control?
He doesn't have any code. I don't believe he's a serial killer. I mean, what's Dexter's code? Dexter's code is to kill people who are bad, right? That's the code. And the code is to make sure you have 100% proof that they're bad before you kill them. So he doesn't have any code. He's emotional. He just got emotional in the whole situation and broke down and said, all right. And when he was saying, you specifically heard him say, this is not my problem. This is not my problem. But he just couldn't get over that and just walk away. And he stayed in there, and the guy tried to fight him back, and he just went fucking overboard with it and smashed him in the head with a goddamn toilet lid. You know, he just went too far. He could have beat the guy up and just left him there, and that would have just been it. But he went way too far with it and everything, and just took it to the point where he did what he did and everything else. So I mean, Harrison's storyline, it just seems like it's a vehicle for Batista to get closer to Dexter, finding out he's the Bay Harbor Butcher. Because, you know, when he hears about the bodies and everything else, and he knows that that's going down, and it's just going to confirm to Batista that Dexter is the Bay Harbor Butcher 100%.
Yeah,
that's all I could see Harrison's storyline leading to when it comes down to that and everything else and all that stuff.
Nero says Harrison doesn't have urges like Dexter. He doesn't have a dark passenger. He's just yeah, I agree, Nero. He's just emotional, and he acts on instinct in that way.
Yeah, and he's using Dexter's technique to get out of it. Basically, you know what I mean? Like, you know, getting the oxidized stuff, the bleach to clear up the blood and everything else. He's using that to get out of trouble, but he doesn't have like an urge to go out there. Like Dexter has an urge, like he has to kill people. Like it's like he needs to do it. It's like drinking. It's more important than drinking water, man. It's as the booty warrior would say, it's more important than food. It's more important than drinking water, man. And that's the way it is with Dexter. Like, he can't stop himself from doing it. He has to do it. Harrison has shown no signs from anything of doing anything like that and all that. You know what I mean? You know that. Oh, you're not late. You're right on time, China Moon. Don't worry about that. Just happy to see you here and rocking with us and everything else. You know, we're happy to be in here. Who's this says RC says Harrison is just like a professional killer. I don't know if I could say that. He's not really a professional killer at all. He's just trying to get out of a bad situation. So I couldn't agree with that. Razor says the dark passenger might be dominant in him, but if something happens like losing his girlfriend, it might get triggered. So I think he means it might not be dominant in him. But if something happens like losing his girlfriend, it might trigger it. Quite possibly. Like it could be like inside of him, like the Incredible Hulk. And when he gets angry, he turns green. And something could push him over the edge and get him to that point. But in the end, when it came to Dexter, it's an enjoyability. Dexter, like when he has like almost an orgasm when he does it. Like it's a feeling. And I don't know if we could ever see that. If we could ever see. You said, yes, it might be dormant. I'm sorry. You did say dormant. I don't know if we could ever see that joy that he gets. And every serial killer we have seen in this show has a specific rush of joy when it happens. And I don't know if we've ever seen that in Harrison where he would have that joy from hurting someone like that.
He's in pain. Everything Harrison does is in pain. And as Nero said, Harrison doesn't say tonight's the night. No, he's not planning it out. He's not stalking someone. He's maybe emotionally in a moment can go that far because of his upbringing, because of who he's been around.
100%. And what I want to talk about here too, I'm going to put this in the video too. We're going to talk about it right now. This person who he went and called to get the shot to knock people out with. This guy is suspect to me who's on the phone. I have issues with this guy. And I think he's got to be somebody. Because when Dexter called him up, he was seen, oh, you're ordering again. So glad that you're ordering again. And all, like it just seemed too much to be happy. Like, listen, if someone orders some from a fast food restaurant, they may say, hey, you haven't ordered in a while. It's good to see you. But this guy was like, oh, you're ordering again. It's so great to have you back.
Our best customer is back. Whoa,
yeah,
where you been?
Too much there for that guy on the phone. That guy knows something, and he has to be connected somehow to this whole situation. But it was too much. It was way too much. He was way overboard with it and stuff, you know. And I don't think that could be a coincidence. I think that has to be planned as something else that they're setting up for this whole situation to deal with that guy.
Yeah, he's someone that maybe works with Peter Dinklage's character to supply serial killers with the tools that they need, or something like that. I don't know.
Yeah, he's I call BS being delivered to a PO box. Yeah. Well, I do believe it got delivered to whatever PO box. PO box is not easy to set up in the city. Like it takes a second. You can't just deliver it to a PO box. You know, it takes a second to get it delivered and stuff. You know, and everything else, and to go there and show your ID and get the PO box and everything else. It's not an easy thing, and then they have to have available PO boxes for you and everything else. Justin is asking, do you guys think Peter Dinklage's character knows who Dexter is? Phil, what do you think?
I think he probably has heard of Dexter in the past, like heard of the murderer. But when he meets him, I think he's going to think he's the dark passenger. And I think eventually he will figure that out. So, but I think for starters, he'll think that Dexter is the dark passenger, but he does know who Dexter is. And as Tony was saying in an earlier stream that we did, like, even if Peter Dinklage's character appreciates all serial killers and wants some of their, as they said in this episode, if you're willing to give up some of your trophies, and wants trophies from people, Dexter doesn't keep trophies, and Dexter kills people that kill people. So he wouldn't be invited to the party. So
he has his blood slides, but he has to start making new ones. I would say he does. I 100% no. He doesn't know who. He knows of the Bay Harbor Butcher.
Right,
Everyone
that's what I
knows
mean.
that.
He knows of the Bay Harbor,
But he doesn't know Dexter Morgan is. Bay Harbor Butcher is Dopes, and Dopes is dead. So I would think they would assume, if that was the case, that guy is dead, that he's already been taken out and everything. That's why Dexter has to go undercover for this whole situation with Red. And it's interesting that he does pay for souvenirs, and may just be a way that he uses to hold the stuff above their head. Like, once I give you the money and I have your souvenirs, and then basically I have you dead to rights. You got to do everything I want you to do.
Yeah, I have evidence on all of you.
Yeah. Do you think it's just a passion that he has for these guys? Like, he likes being around them, a fascination, or you think he's using them to commit things that he wants done also?
I mean, my instinct initially is that he's going to come off as just a collector. Like, he enjoys collecting trophies from serial killers because he's obsessed with it in his way.
Mm-hmm.
But
he's a super fan, you're saying?
Yeah, he's a super fan. But it would make sense if the big thing at the end of the season is that he has some other nefarious thing, and he's using it to leverage something he wants to do. That would just make sense, right? There's got to be something else. Okay, it can't just be as simple as he's obsessed with serial killers and Dexter goes there and kills them all and goes off with Jessica Jones and happily ever after. Like, there's got to be something more that Dinklage is trying to figure out, right? Like, he's playing the Game of Thrones somehow.
Yeah, it's like, because when we see Charlie go confront the one person in Michigan, I think that guy's name is like the Batter or something like that. The Batter is his name, because he kills people with the Negan bat, basically. That she says, like, why did she cancel the stuff with him? Why he must have did something. She doesn't specifically get into it, but he did something that made them say, we got to cut all ties with this person. Right. Now, whether he was sloppy in his last kill or whatever it was, they did not say exactly what was going on and why it happened, but it could be he was sloppy, or it could be he didn't do exactly what they wanted him to do. And he seemed to be shocked that they were going to cut the money off. But he was like, I'm depending on this money. I depend on this. You know what I mean? She goes, well, we were gracious enough to give it to you. So now you're just going to have to go away. Get it back.
Right. So how does one fuck up? So if someone fucked up, it has to be either he didn't supply them with the trophies in the prompt manner that he thought, killed people he shouldn't have killed, or didn't do it, or to our speculation here, Dinklage has other work that he needs done and he didn't do the job that was supposed to be done.
Yeah, because you think you would get more, because there's two reports. There's one report that says that Peter Dinklage's character is a serial killer also, and there's another report that doesn't mention anything else. But there is a report that does say specifically, that I read, and the insider in Hollywood, that he is a serial killer also. And the other one says he's a fan of the serial killer. So I don't know whose report is exactly right, or maybe they're both right. He's fans and he's a serial killer.
Yeah, maybe he retired from being a serial killer because it was boring, and how he gets excitement now is working on a more global level by having his hand in multiple serial killers doing multiple killings.
What is it called for the people who like to watch people have sex? What is that?
Voyeuristic.
There's a name. There's a specific name for it. Like I forgot the name, but maybe he's that. Maybe he just likes to sit back and watch them do their job.
Maybe he's
not actually get his hands dirty, but watch them do the kill himself and stuff.
Yeah, or that doing the kill was just too rudimentary. He's done it so much, it's easy to do. So orchestrating some bigger plan is more exciting for him.
Yeah, Miss Duncan and Tall and Sunny Sky saying voyeur.
Yeah, that's what I said.
It's like a cock or something. Because I remember they were saying it about P. Diddy in his trial, so he's a cockatiel or something like that.
Oh, a cuckold? Is that what you're thinking of?
Cuckold. Yeah, I think that's what they're, cuckold. Yeah. So maybe that's what it is. Maybe he's just a cuckold and he just wants to watch them do the job.
Slightly different than a voyeur. A but we don't have to get into that's more after dark discussion. But watching is more just a voyeur.
But he could be cuckolding.
That would be like if he got the victim in F4 people and somebody else took the killing in front of him and said, "Fuck you, Dink. I'm gonna kill this person in front of you and you don't get to touch." That would be the cuck thing.
Okay. All right.
Voyeur would be just watching.
All right. So maybe he's one of those signs, and that's what gets him into it, is actually watching these people do the work itself and actually performing the job itself. And
yeah, so maybe you're right. Maybe he likes collecting people to kill and then watching other killers kill.
And everything, yeah. Which would be a real thing for Dexter, because Dexter doesn't kill like this guy. So it's going to be an interesting thing if Dexter hasn't always, he's killed in other ways, but it's not up to the, but now he's got to grab someone in the car and chop their head off with the saw, to prove who he is. It could be a situation like that, because the only way we know he's getting in from this episode is that he cut the thumb off of this dude. How do you use that so it works? Like, I don't understand. Like he cut the guy's thumb off, right? Because you need a thumb ID. Now, what are they IDing? Is it a door? Is it when Charlie comes and picks him up? He has to put his hand inside of the like a iPhone or something. How is he going to be able to pull off using that damn thumb in front of somebody?
Is he going to do some taxidermy to save that thing and keep it going?
Yeah, he's going to stick it on his own hand and stuff and everything else. Instead, it's going to be brown and dirty by then and everything else and dark and shit. Like, I don't understand how that's going to work and everything else and everything, but it does work. Whatever he does, it works. Because we do see him inside the house with all of them, so he does get himself in there and all that good stuff, and all that. So I don't know how he's going to actually pull that off, how they're going to do that and all that, but we'll see exactly how that goes and everything else. So people say it's going to be smoke. Again, you can call us up. We'd love to hear from you. Give us a call. Don't be shy. We're not going to hurt you. We're not about that and everything else. We definitely love to hear from you and all that good. So we have over 70 people in the building rocking with us. We really appreciate you all. We'll be here every week dropping these Dexter live streams and stuff. Again, we'll have the cast members come on here, and we will have maybe another YouTuber, because people have been telling me, Phil, about this one YouTuber, Sister Pam, is who they keep telling me about. Sister Pam. They want to see us working with Sister Pam.
Welcome to the party, Pam.
Yeah, so we'll see if we can get Sister Pam on here to rock with us for a little bit. She seems like I watched a couple. I thought she was a black woman when I first, Sister Pam. You would think it'd be a black woman, but it's not. It's a white lady, a white young lady. So we'll see if we can get Sister Pam's up here and everything else and all that good stuff. All that 0.5 likes per views. Come on, yeah, definitely hit that thumbs up button. I can't see it. I can't see him and stuff like that. We are almost at 80 people watching live and all that good stuff. Let's hit that thumbs up button and everything else and get more people up in this piece as the season progresses. Let's get we'll shoot for a goal of 500 people by the.
Where do you think Uma Thurman fits into all this? Do you think she's a serial killer, or is she just the Dink's number one?
Number one, she's disgusted by it, because when she's seen the guy's trophy, she's like disgusted.
Yeah. Right.
So she's not into it at all. She's just doing her job, and I think that. When it's all said and done, you're saying Sister Pam is a nun? She's not a nun. I don't believe that. Maybe she is. I don't know. I don't know if she is. That's wonderful. But a nun that covers all horror shows would be different and everything else. But and she doesn't spell it like sister. That would be a nun. She spells it like sister. A black woman would spell that. Anyway, regardless. So, yeah, I think that she, in the end, is Dexter's biggest threat. And I think they've been setting that up. Right when you've seen her and she goes inside the dark passenger's room, it's showing exactly how capable she is to break into people's houses, figure things out, find out where he keeps his stuff and everything. And then they show Dexter do almost the exact same thing, but in a different way. Right? So I think what they're setting her up for is that she's going to be the real threat to Dexter when it's all said and done. It's going to come down between her and Dexter and everything else. I think that's what the whole setup is. It's Dexter versus Charlie when it's all said and done. That is going to be like these other serial killers in there are in here to provide some good times and everything else. but in the end, it's going to come down to them two and stuff. And I really wish they don't kill her off. I would love to see Uma Thurman every year.
Yeah, I just, if we're doing our death pool, I think her not surviving the season is likely just because they don't want to pay Uma twice.
Yeah, that's a lot of money. It's a lot of money to pay Uma. Yeah, she's probably going to go. Dinklage is going to go. And I think that Gemini is going to make it out of all the serial killers. What do you think?
Which one's Gemini? Is Gemini...
Gemini is the guy with the black hair. He's the one with the black hair. He has black hair.
Okay, yeah, that dude. That makes the most sense, especially considering that Jessica Jones is coming back in the next season of Daredevil. So I don't want to use real life to make speculation, but she's busy probably if there's a season 2 while it's being filmed.
Yeah, well, she said that it's already shot. She said in the interview that she shot them both back to back. So the Daredevil stuff is already done. She said that's all done. It's real. I think it's I don't know if it's Daredevil. The way she was basically saying it, it was like it was a Jessica Jones season.
Yeah, I think she's in a lot. I think it's like she's a co-star of the season. I think she comes in. I'm Luke maybe too. I think it might be both of them, but I don't know.
Yeah, I don't think Gemini gets caught. You can't just have him wipe them all out. To me, that wouldn't be good. Like, I'd rather have a reoccurring character of Gemini who he comes back and Dexter can't shake him. You know what I mean? And he has to be fearful of this guy. We need that element of it. You know what I mean? So if he just wipes all these people out, I don't think that works in the end. For me, it's possible they do that, but I would rather him have a reoccurring person that he actually has to battle with and everything else.
It all depends. And I mean, you said this a couple times in passing, and it's what we need to kind of figure out here. Are they setting this up for a couple season arc, or is this one and done? Like the story ends at the end of the season?
It's set up for, they said, as many seasons as the views go, they'll do. So
okay.
It's not a one-off. They do not expect this to be a one-off. They expect to go for 5, maybe 6 seasons if they're like that.
Okay, then not a lot of people are gonna. Then I think just Uma dies.
You don't think Peter Dinklage dies?
No, not this season.
All right.
I think he gets away. I think he gets away.
I wouldn't mind seeing Uma laden in plastic. I ain't gonna.
Yeah, I think the final kill. I think that's the final kill of the season is Uma.
Even though he put a shit ton of plastic on this guy. Like, he hasn't put that much plastic on people in a long time. Usually it's just a couple of strands around the private areas they put. But he rolled this motherfucker up in a cocoon.
Dude, that's like me when I'm wrapping up a fucking slice of pizza and it's like really good. I want to make sure that shit stays fucking solid.
Yeah, you wrap this motherfucker up. Yeah, I think it's getting done. I think it will have a season 2. I don't think that we have to worry about season 2 in this. Again, Dexter New Blood is the biggest show in Showtime history.
Right? Yeah, Dexter in general is one of the biggest franchises in Showtime. They're not going to sort of abandon it.
Yeah, no, they have to do it. It's like they have no other choice. They have no other shows that are hitting that they can't do and stuff so they can get done. So they have no choice. They have to do it. They have to keep it going and everything else and all that. So I would think it would have to go and everything else. Let's say what up to. We got some new people in here. Go ahead and see. We got hey, Jerbu is up in the building rocking with us right now. LJ is up in here rocking with us. Jay Ritz is up in here rocking with us right now. Getting lights, camera, action, and get a chance to shout out. So let me shout out. He had an awesome new plastic roller. Love those. Making patches easier and keep veggies super fresh.
Yum.
And all that. Yeah, he put that shit on densely. Usually he's not that dense good, but he definitely put that down densely.
He kept it tight.
Yeah, and I'll say it again. If y'all want to get one of those Camera Shy hoodies, they are for sale. I think they're $80. You can go out and buy yourself a Camera Shy hoodie and no one be able to take your picture with it. So if you're into things, yeah, that's a real thing. You go buy Camera Shy hoodie is what it's called. It's like $80 and everything. You can get yourself a little Camera Shy hoodie and everything. You don't have to worry about being on Uber or anything like that and all that good stuff. but yeah, and all that good stuff. So yeah, that's where that goes and everything else. What else do we need to talk about? We still talk. We have we touched on everything that quick? I don't think we could have.
Oh, almost. Okay, let's go over. So we got Dexter hanging out with the family and doing all that. Then we got, which we already talked about, we got Harrison's whole storyline at the hotel and the cops chasing after Harrison. We got and they grill him. I mean, we talked about that. We get Dexter joining the family again before Dexter leaves. Tells him $75 website. Oh yeah, you already talked about that. Dexter being able to do background checks. We get Dexter following the going full Batman and tracking the dark passenger and setting it up. I like how they did a little bit of a reveal with the dark passenger, sort of how he set up with the turtleneck. Excuse me. So he was never in danger. There was a moment where you kind of thought he might be in danger for a second, reaching for the syringe. I thought that was done really well, but the whole time he wasn't actually ever in danger. He didn't put himself in danger.
It was funny. I thought that how he was trying to act like he was. It was funny that how he acted like he was scared. Oh yes. Oh, I'm so terrified.
I'm so scared. I'm so scared.
Oh yeah, and the guy was around his neck. Who's gonna remember you? Who's gonna miss you?
Well, your mother's gonna miss me. Yeah, I mean, you almost wanted to say that, you know?
Yeah, he's like nobody's gonna miss me. Tell you the truth, I'm straight for my son.
What about your son? I made my son up. It's bullshit. And that was another thing when Dexter was talking to Blessing. He's like, he gave him a picture of a fake son to put up in the put up. And I guess he did follow. You mentioned this a little bit earlier. He did follow Harrison, and there was a point where he almost talked to Harrison, but Harrison was meeting his girlfriend, or his whatever, and he decided not to do it. Do you? You mentioned this. We mentioned this earlier that it looks like in the next episode that Harrison will be talking to Batista.
Yeah.
Do you think at that point Harrison's instinct will be to go and try to find Dexter?
If Batista tells him he's alive, then I think that will be the reuniter and stuff. But before the whole season started, there was like rumors that, I don't know exactly where I read it, that him and Harrison don't hook up till late in the season.
Okay.
Which is something that I can't see happening, but that's what they were trying to say. They'll hook up till late in the season and everything. But I'm not sure if they could do that and everything else. C-Note says, what about his friend he lives with? I think with a job Dex doesn't do because he'd rather get the others out of the squad. They're going to go after his family and friends. Blessing. Thank you for that. Yeah, I think it's quite possible if they find out who he is. That they
that family is we've been introduced to that family so they can be killed at some point.
Yeah, but that'll put Dexter in crazy mode.
Yeah, Dinklage is gonna, when Dinklage finds out he was lied to, he's gonna have a bunch of serial killers kill his friends. And
because he's gonna blame Uma, Charlie, because she's the one who lets him in, because he's got the thumbprint and everything. So she's got to get the blame first, so she's got to make it right.
Yep, and she's gonna go and kill everyone Dexter cares about or try to kill.
Yeah, she can find out where he lives. The area, like the building, because it's.
I just maybe Harrison will accidentally or will kill Uma when she comes after him.
Never. She's too big of a character to go out by Harrison.
Oh no, dude, you say that, but Harrison fucking shot Dexter in the last one. They might have Harrison be that guy, that dude, like the wrestler that you introduced. You're like, that guy can't be the dude that beats all the big guys. But no, he's got Paul Orndorff can't win. Fucking. This dude can't win. Yep.
I could see like maybe one of the guys get the drop on him, like Gemini, and then maybe Harrison saves him from Gemini or something like that. But I don't know if Uma, maybe he does, but I don't know if he kills him like that. I don't know. But I could see him in the end. He definitely, I think, for it to be interesting, he has to somehow save Dexter.
Yes, or just exactly. Do you think when he finds out that Dexter's alive, what is his? I know that we're playing. I'm having you play therapist here. Do you think how will he feel about it? Do you think he'll be like relieved that Dexter's alive, scared, upset, be like, oh, I wish I killed him? Like, what do you think Harrison's reaction is going to be when he
I
finds
think it'd
out?
be relieved. I mean, even though, like, let's look at the character of Harrison for a second here. Let's see. You killed your father a couple of months ago, 6-7 months ago, whatever it is, but yet you're living a life and just chilling without. It's all good. It's all good. It doesn't matter. I don't think about that.
Yeah, he's chilling.
I don't think about that at all. You know, I killed my father a little bit ago, and I'm still just hanging out, having a good time, and working in the hotel and living homeless and everything else. You know, he doesn't really care about anything like that, you know. So yeah, I think that they're setting up, and what Harry has talked about. You have a son, that eventually they have to be linked back up as father and son. Now, whether they go as father and son serial killer duo, we'll see if they go that way. You know what I mean? But in the end, I think somehow they have to hook back up to that point.
Yeah. And do you think the season ends with both of them still alive going into the next season?
Yep. Yeah. And maybe they do the final kill together. Like they put each other's hand on it. And
they kill the Dink together?
Yeah, and they push their hands down and everything else like that. You know, because now he's got all that money. He doesn't have to work that job anymore because he's already done it. So, you know, Blessings is probably going to say something like, oh, you're not going to do it. You can get a bad rating. And then he could just say, well, don't worry about the rent. I got inheritance. I had money, blah, blah, blah. Here you go. Here's $10,000 in cash. That should take care of the rent for a little while.
And I think once if he does take down the Dink, he could get like all of the money that dude has too. He probably has a lot more than they could possibly need.
Yeah, he's a billionaire, Dink. So killing Dink is going to make the news. This is the whole thing. So this is how it could all backfire for him. Because you kill the Dink, or the Dink disappears. A billionaire disappears. Then
everyone drink every time we say Dink.
Then if that happens, it makes the news. That brings Claudette, if it's a homicide, has to prove that it's a homicide in order for Claudette to get involved because she's a homicide detective. But if he disappears, it's on the news. It's going to be a big thing. It's not like he can just go around and just be done. And what up to our girl from the land down under? Carla is in the building.
Miss Carla.
And everything, you know what I mean? So that could always come back to take all the other people he's killed. As no one's been as high profile as that. You know what I mean? That's high profile guy disappearing and stuff. A billionaire disappear like that. That's
what if Dexter decides to take over the group? I don't think he would. It would go against the code, right?
If you what?
Lights Camera asks, what if he decides to take over the group? I don't know if you mean what if Dexter decides to take over the group. It kind of goes against the code unless him and Jessica Jones's character make a Kristen Ritter, sorry, make a new version of this group where they sort of form a serial killer.
In the end, he can't be around them unless he revamps the code. And again, the code could always be revamped. You know what I mean? He could tell them you're only allowed to kill people who do this.
Oh, here comes KP to tell us how much he hates the show. Let's see. KP, welcome to the show. And we know you hate Dexter, but what's your Dexter question?
Good evening, everyone. Phil.
Hey KP, love you, buddy. Oh, I did not do that. I did not Jeopardy theme him. We'll wait. We'll wait for KP. He'll be right back. And
he must have did everything else like that.
You know, we don't.
Justin says that Neil Patrick Harris's character seems interesting. Yeah, I think he's out really fast, Neil Patrick.
Yeah, I love Neil Patrick Harris, but I don't think he is often. He's going to be long for this world in a show like this.
Yeah,
KP, welcome back.
My apologies. I was done. Phil, don't start the music. Don't. Okay.
No. I was more just playing some Steel Pan to welcome you to the show.
Right. I was in a VoIP call just now, and the internet kind of went loco, so I had to go to a landline. Anyways, I just heard somebody say they should kill the Dink, and I know Peter Dink is in the show. And my question is, are we okaying the use of the phrase the Dink when referring to Peter Dinklage on the show? Because if we are, we might have to say a whole lot of no-daddies.
For Dinklage, we could say the Dink for Dinklage.
The Dink.
All right.
But I understand killing the Dink. That sounds suspect.
It does.
It does. Because like I was just in the kitchen hearing it, right? So all I hear is, yeah, if they get the Dink, it's going to be on the news. When they get that Dink,
out of context, it's a little weird.
All over.
Anyways, guys, I don't really want to you're giving us the Three's Company treatment.
Say hello, say good night, and let you guys go about your business. So God bless. You guys have a great night. I'm watching. I'm just not watching the show because I just can't stand Dexter for whatever reason.
Well, I appreciate
All right, guys. Guys have a great night. Ciao.
100%. Yeah, it's. I definitely get it. What happened? Miss Duncan, the call. Does she want to call?
No, she said she just texted me, and I don't think I got her text. So I don't know if she sent it to the wrong number, but 781-990-8509, text or call.
Yes, please. You can text if you're nervous and everything else. We'll be on here for a little bit longer because I think we've covered just about everything.
Yeah, I'm trying to think what else we've covered. I mean, we talked a little bit about the other cameo with everything with Batista and Batista. I mean, I think the Batista storyline, I haven't seen the trailer. I haven't watched your video, the trailer breakdown yet. If you people haven't seen the trailer, Tony has a video on it. Make sure you check that out. His breakdown on the most recent trailer. I tend to try not to watch. I watch that video after the episode airs. But I do think that, but from what you've said and from what we're picking together, Batista's going to go talk to Harrison. And Harrison is going to lead Batista to Dexter because he's gonna sort of stalk or watch Harrison try to go and find his dad and sort of lead him to Dexter. So Batista's character, does he make it through the season, Tony?
I don't know if he makes it through the season. I don't know. It all depends. I think that he may make it through the season, but in the end, I think he's going to get killed. I know that when they were showing behind the scenes footage, it seemed like he was chasing someone in the subway at one point, and it was his son that plays his body double, and it was his son running through the the subway. So I don't know who he's chasing, whether it's Harrison or Dexter, but he's definitely he's chasing somebody in there. And all that good stuff, So I think it most likely he's gonna get got in the end. The greatest says, will the furnace be Dexter's new burial location? I think it will be. He has nowhere else to do his thing. So for right now, I think that's what they're gonna go with and everything, that he's just going to burn. But in the end, he's gonna have to find a new spot. But I do think that it may be able to take that down and everything else, and that's the way it goes down and everything. Yeah. So right here we have Samuel basically agreeing with the Don, saying that Quinn might hunt down Dexter. Yeah, I think that once Batista dies, that's what will give Quinn the motivation to go and handle everything and be the one with him and Masuka to do the revenge for Batista, to get them involved to hunt to get Dexter.
So that will be like next season. Excuse me, next season.
Yeah. After Batista dies and everything goes up, because when you have the party and everything and the retirement, and then say, when it all comes together, you'll understand. It just seems like they're setting him up that he's going to get taken out.
Yeah, especially breaking through, and I just don't see any way to get his character justice with where they're going with the storyline, other than unfortunately reaching a negative end. I don't see, unless this was ending in one season, he's either going to be a joke like in Midnight Run, like Taggart's character was the bounty hunter that wasn't as good as De Niro, and I say Taggart because I don't know the actor's name, but that's who he was in Beverly Hills Cop. And he's in the movie Midnight Run, which is a great movie if people haven't seen it, with Robert De Niro and Charles Grodin. But every time he gets to a situation, he's the dumb fuck. He's Wile E. Coyote. He's the guy that always loses to the Roadrunner. And I don't know if that's going to, and I've said this a couple of times over the course of the couple of shows I've been on with you. It seems to me that he's going to be the Roadrunner character, that just the dumb fuck. And I don't want to see that be his plight. Like, he deserves to bust Dexter, Tony. He deserves to be the one that gets him.
Yeah. He deserves it, but doesn't mean he's going to get it. It may be the fact that he'll have something to do with it. You know, his sacrifice in the end will bring it down, but he won't be the one who actually gets to see it and witness it happen.
Marvin, thank you, Razor. Midnight Run was one of my favorite movies of all time. We were talking about cast, awesome cast. Joey Pants is also in that movie. Young Joey Pants, Charles Grodin, De Niro's probably the first time De Niro's funny. Sorry to hijack the stream on a random topic, but Midnight Run's one of my favorite fucking movies. If you haven't watched it, watch that shit. It's good.
100%. Definitely look that up and everything else. You know, listen, people saying Batista doesn't have common sense. I mean, he's a good cop, but he's not like this cop Claudette. He's not that. You know what I mean?
No, he doesn't have the Sherlock Holmes vibe. So you think she's, and I know there's going to be a video, so you feel free to tread lightly. So you think she's dirty?
I think that she is related to the Gemini killer somehow. And that's why she thinks the way she thinks.
And the Gemini killer is which one of them again?
The guy with the black hair.
Okay, the I know the actor. He was actually in The Dark Knight briefly. I know the actor you're talking about. Okay.
Yeah, I think she's related to him. And that's why she knows the mind of the killer, because her brother or someone is the killer. That's what I think it is. I think that she has to have some type of connection to serial killers in somehow, in some way or something. So I think that's the way I think it's going to go down, play out with them.
I think that was the one part of the episode that I don't want to say it like this. I know it was supposed to be taken seriously. It was comical. Was it supposed to be as funny as I was laughing at it with her, with the staying alive, with her walking around talking to people.
They had her screaming out loud when she had
dude, I was like laughing. I was like I was feeling like cringy laughing during that scene. And I think that was probably what they wanted me to feel, but it was very cringy laughing.
Yeah, there's no doubt about it. You know, they wanted it to be funny, and I think they accomplished it. And I think that's exactly what makes this show good, when you're able to do things like that.
Yeah, the dark comedy that they kind of get in there, it's in the awkward comedy, is very effective, and I thought that's what makes it feel like original Dexter.
Yeah, I mean, when you got Dexter, like, there's only room for one dark passenger. You know, that's not supposed to be taken seriously. You're supposed to hear that and be like, "Oh my god, I gotta take this seriously." Right? It's a funny situation and everything like that. So yeah, that's what I definitely think. But I think we've been out here. We have done the whole hour and stuff, or a little bit over hour and 10 minutes. I think we have.
Yeah. Is there anything that we did not? Oh yeah, we got a text from Miss Duncan the Tall. Let me get to that.
Let's get that before we get that.
This is from CC. She says, "Hello, handsome gents. I want to pick your brains on this. Riddle me this." I added the riddle me this. What are your thoughts on Dexter having another moment fully owing his butcher identity out loud? It seems that now he is resurrected as Dexter Morgan. Could he possibly fully own it now? Not as in getting busted, but being forced to, but accepting it as his persona. It's interesting that he is so rattled over the Dark Passenger moniker that going into the Killers Club lair under the red identity. I bet at some point he's going to scream it out loud, having another moment of peace, such as when he told Dokes in the cabin. It's funny that he's undercover as a butcher while fully revealed in life as Dexter, Tony. So what do you think about what Miss Duncan the Tall has said?
That's a lot. You want to take it a little?
Yeah, I want to pick my brain. What are your thoughts on Dexter having another moment of fully owning his butcher identity out loud?
Yeah.
Do you think all of this will eventually?
Has he ever called himself, referred to himself as the Bay Harbor?
She says he did it out loud with Dexter with Dokes in the cabin.
Yeah, but I don't know if he likes that name where he says it. But I could see it being a situation where he's got the dink down, you know what I mean? And then he says it to him.
Yeah, he's gonna push that dink down deep and own it and just like slap that dink right across his face or somebody else's face.
Yeah, I could see it to them or Charlie or someone like that say it, but I could only see them saying like that, or maybe even the if he gets close with Jessica Jones, if he gets close with her, that letting her in on it and everything.
Yeah, absolutely.
But that's where I could see it.
And yes, the show is filled with creepy motherfuckers, and it was kind of cringe. But I think that's part of the comedy of the show that works. It has sort of that cringe comedy, dark comedy stuff that definitely works.
Bubbles T says on the Dexter official podcast, Zayas Batista was interviewed and says his character may be perceived as a little crazy. Maybe I would say going crazy, like the way he's as hard as he's going to go after Harrison. Maybe that's what he's talking about.
Yeah, a little Captain Ahab, a little obsessed with the whole situation.
Yeah, it could be a situation like that, and that's why he is doing that and everything. All right, let's say peace out to everybody. Listen, we had over 75 people here. That's a great number. We're doing good. Let's keep spreading the love and everything else, and we'll keep going and everything else like that. I have new videos dropping very soon. Phil will be back. Make sure you subscribe to Phil Issues Guy channel. All right, make sure you subscribe to Phil Issues Guy's channel and everything else.
Thank you, my friend.
And get over there and all that. We'll be doing dual live streams on both channels and all that good stuff, so you'll be able to watch it from either channel and stuff like that. And call online. Even though if you want to call in now and leave a message, you can still leave a message. We'll play it for next show. The next Dexter live stream will be the pregame show, and we'll go over the trailer for what the next episode is. And all right, so this good night to everyone. I know everyone's got to get up and work early in the morning. And if you like the way I do this, please thumbs up this, spread this across the realm. Love you too, Bubbles T. And spread this across the realm and also subscribe.